Okay, good morning, my friends. It is Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. Let's go ahead and jump on back and see what happened here yesterday. Let's take a look. So, if you guys recall, yesterday in the pre-market, we talked a little bit about levels and stuff, but I did warn you guys that after such a strong push lower, 100 points down, and the fact that we had Powell speaking at the end of the day, or at least in the afternoon, I did warn everybody in the pre-market that it very well could be just a sideways choppy market. So I personally did not look for any trades yesterday morning because of that, and luckily, and I didn't put up our vertical line here for the open. So here's the open at 8:30. And like I said, luckily I didn't really do anything. And as you can see, the market literally just chopped around in a tight range. Now, I think one of the coolest things about yesterday, and we see this nearly every time we're in a choppy session, we see the high of the day was our roadmap level. In fact, you got a beautiful peak above and fail, bearish divergence type of setup right off that level. And then the low of the day was bouncing multiple times. So the actual low of the day was right down to our next roadmap level here. But then all throughout, ever since, let's see, from the open, and then all throughout the day, you can see they kept coming down to this other roadmap level and holding that and bouncing, right? I mean, very discreetly coming right to that area all throughout the day, and then comes down and dips and bounces 1 point, I think, in front of our roadmap level at the bottom. And then again, the high of the day happened to be our roadmap level, again, just peeking into it and pulling back. And then you got this beautiful bounce at the end of the day. So if you ask me, still pretty impressive. And then if you look at this big rotational area, it was right where our roadmap level was, right? We came down, bounced off of it, got below it, came back up, bounced off the back end of it, and then all throughout the day came into it and failed right in that general area. Maybe not perfectly over in this area, but holding it in some cases to the tick all throughout the session, and a couple little shy peaks throughout. So still roadmap levels kind of nailing a lot of the rotational areas in the chart all throughout the chop yesterday. You got little, you got all these little rotations right off our roadmap levels, all inside of this chop, quite nearly to the tick, right? So there were still lots of good opportunities in here to trade. You got, if you bought the previous daily low on the pullback, you would have got a trade. If you would have shorted the back end of the 200, you would have got a nice trade. So there were lots of good little opportunities inside of the chop, coming right to the previous daily close, pulling off of it, and then bouncing right off the 200 and the previous daily low. So there's all these different rotations right off our levels. And then again, the high of the day happened to be our next expected resistance zone, right? And I told you for the bullish side yesterday that each of these roadmap levels was going to be a really, really strong resistance, right? So we come right into the first one, and that was the high of the day. So that basically concludes yesterday. It was kind of a mess, but still respecting the levels incredibly. And then as you can see in the overnight session, what happened? They hold from that same roadmap level, having trouble, did peek through it, and then here basically held, came down in the overnight session low, right back to our scaffolding level once again, right? And then we get this peak out, and now here we are coming into the open, and they're trying to now hold off the top end of that scaffolding at 04 there, right? They're not to the tick, but they are holding above now and attempting to come back up to the high of yesterday. So pretty cool stuff if you ask me. They even got a nice, beautiful pullback to bounce, again, almost right into the VWAP there in the overnight session. So let's go ahead and jump up to the higher time frames and see what they have to say for this morning, because we're starting to get some clues that I want to mention here.